Welcome to Your World Within Daily. I'm Eddie Pinero, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the book Man's Search for Meaning, and the idea that it's not so much our external situation as it is our thoughts about it and the decisions we make. I finished reading Man's Search for Meaning a few days ago. One of the most powerful books I've read. And there are a lot of topics, and I imagine I'll be diving into them, over the coming weeks here and there. But I think the central premise of the book, and one of the most important themes, is around man's ability to control his attitude and his emotions. Right, so I'm going to read you a quote specifically. He says, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Right. So he's talking about the innate power we have to control our external world by how we think. Right. Or another one is everything, and this is probably the one that the most appropriate quote. "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing. The last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Beautifully put. Now, this Viktor Frankl went through absolute hell, right? The first half, 3/4 of the book, he's talking about what he went through going through concentration camp during World War II. He was at Auschwitz, and basically reduced to an animal. I mean, the way they treated these people, and he goes into a lot of it. A lot of it we already know, we've read about, we've heard about. I mean, it's beyond imagination. But he's able to, and this is the part that's truly mind-blowing, find glimmers of light, of hope throughout the experience. There's one part that man, again, blows my mind, where he's talking about after he gets out, right, after they're liberated, there's a magazine cover that shows some of the people that were in camp, right, in their bunks, starved, in the middle of the night, right, someone's walking in, and the picture is of all the people kind of peering out from their bunks and looking at the person walking in. At least that's how I understood it. And he was saying how people commented, "Wow, those poor things, look at what they're going through. Look at the horror in their faces." And as someone who lived through that, Victor was genuinely confused, right? He was like, why? Why do you feel bad for them, right? That was one of the good times. We weren't outside freezing. We weren't getting hit. We weren't getting beaten or trying to dig up icy ground. We were relatively warm in our bunks. And so, he learned to appreciate, even in that type of environment, that type of hell, some good. And it brings, it puts things into perspective. We have this idea that, things are so hard, right? When we have our ups and downs, because we all do, right? In fact, he states suffering is like a gas. It fills, every human soul, and we need it to overcome what we're going to overcome, right? That's part of being human. But if he can find joy in that moment, how can we not, or you not, or I not, whatever our situation is. Just a powerful, beautiful way of putting it. And so taking this full circle, no matter how dim or dire the situation, you have that power, that ability to see life as it is, right? An inherently good thing. His meaning, his purpose, which was that book, carried him through. It was his spark of hope. And that could not be taken away from him. Just like no matter what's going on around you, your outlook can't be taken away from you. That's yours. That's when the unpredictability of life occurs, when the walls feel like they're crashing down, when there's things you can't control, which happens, you were always left with the thing that you can. Your outlook and the belief that even if they throw the book at you, you'll find a way. You'll see the positive. You'll find that light in darkness. It's a beautiful, beautiful mentality, beautiful mindset, and I think one that we should all be more cognizant of. So if you enjoy this podcast, if you get value from it, I greatly appreciate you to subscribe, rate, leave a review. Helps me get this to the world, and that is my goal, so greatly appreciated. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.